Okay, show a little leg. This is Bill Hennis, who's a famous consultant, programmer, and is a really hip guy. He's got 3 internet radio stations online for different formats, and he's brilliantly shifted from conventional radio, which he's done for a number of years, to the hipness of what's not here for everybody yet. It's here, but a lot of people don't know it. That's what I mean to say. And we have to continue to convert people over to their phone to listen to radio, and also any instrument that they can get this radio signal on.
Whether it's Bluetooth, a tablet, car, or your internet computer, tablets, whatever.
Okay,
dashboard.
Now you programmed radio stations for a number of years. People knew where to go, how to get there. They chose a favorite station. They created a habit. One of the things that we had was on television, we had TV Guide. Even if you go to an opera, you had a libretto. But on radio, we had Casey Kasem. And Casey would tell you what you were supposed to listen to and what you were supposed to like. And Casey is missing. He's not only missing on the air, he's missing.
I have a dead dog dedication I can give you.
No, don't do that. Remember, the bigger the country, the smaller the reward.
That's true. Thank you.
So Casey is from Detroit area, and you of course had CKLW, and you're a Detroit guy.
Yep.
Michigan guy.
Yep.
And we used to see him every year, at the at our little reunions.
Yeah, sure.
And I was good friends with them. I did War of the Worlds with Gary Owens and Casey Kasem and Vincent Price. Name drop for a minute here.
Mm-hmm.
But I've been a good friend of his, and he's a vegan. I'm in the car. It takes a very special guy to do his show from a car, especially when you're not supposed to be holding a phone up to your ear. In Florida, you can hold a phone up to your ear. In New York, you get a ticket for it. Here I'm holding an iPad up to my ear. That's probably about a $500 fine in New York. I just want to report about the news about Casey Kasem, my longtime friend, and his wife Jean, who I adore, both of them. I don't worship them, but I kind of like them. And I've been friends with them for a long time, and I know that Casey is missing. And I want to tell you that Jean, who is his wife, is a former Miss Guam. It's from the South Pacific. So she is sending out a search party to find him. She hired the Malaysian Air Force. They're so good at finding things. She actually is probably hiding him from the kids because they want his money. Why? Well, because he's got a lot of it, that's why, and they're not getting any of it. And it's a divorced family, and the mother's probably not, she maybe get a percentage, a finder's fee. But Casey was the guy who gave us the American Top 40, but I knew when he was Casey at the mic. I worked with him in Buffalo, and we've been friends for years. Also, I did a broadcast with him with Gary Owens in California. We did a recreation of the War of the Worlds from Dick and Bert Studios on Cahuenga, if you want to be that technical. Vincent Price and Ruth Hussey, we all did this whole big thing. It's Casey's an interesting guy. He's a vegan, doesn't eat meat, except once I caught him eating his agent's neck. I think he was biting it off. Speaking of that, he's partners with Mike Crew. That's Bob Crew. Mike Kerb. Choking on that. Mike Kerb was lieutenant governor of California when Jerry Brown was the governor. Jerry was a Democrat, Mike Kerb was a Republican. They were in their 20s. And Mike Kerb couldn't wait for Jerry to leave town. When Jerry Brown would leave town, he'd sign up for all these Republican bills. And then Jerry would have to come back and pay them. But I know all these guys. I worked with them, and we're friends. And incidentally, Mike Kerb and Casey Kasem bought huge buildings on Sunset Boulevard in L.A. These are not poverty children. They're not poor. So when they're missing, the thing is, somebody's going to find them because they want to have their money. It's a greedy society we live in, right? I mean, I'd like to have some of Mike's money. Mike Kerb, I'd like to have some of Casey's money. I'd like to have the money I used to have. I'd like to have some of it the Bob Bruno at WOR, the manager of the station. I said, "What happened to my money?" He said, "You spent it," which is probably true. Anyway, that's it, folks. I'm filing a report on Casey Kasem, my wonderful friend who is gone for the time being, but they'll find him. And the reason they're going to find him is, I already told you, because he's got all the money. They never let people with money go too far. We'll get him. And I will be back with another report later. Actually, to be honest about it, Casey's staying at my house. And I told him, if you really want to never be found, get a show on NBC. Bye.
Hello. This is Casey Kasem. This is Casey Kasem. Casey Kasem.
This is the missing Casey Kasem. Now, you probably wonder where he is, and his kids really wonder where he is because he's got the money with him. That's why. The only reason anybody's looking for him is he has money. See, it works in the opposite way. If you don't have money and you owe money, they find you. If you have a lot of money, they'll never find you. Of course, you know, Casey Kasem and I are very good friends. We were until he forgot. And frankly, you know, I've been really close to him for a long time. And Gene and Casey and I are really good friends. Gene Kasem was Miss Guam. So I have the idea, and incidentally, Jesse Jackson married them, you know, which is not a gay marriage. But I was thinking that Gene has probably taken him to Guam, which is where in the South Pacific, you know, I mean, it's out of the way. And who would know more about that territory than her? And they're not going to come to him there easily. And it's in the neighborhood of Malaysia. So she engaged the Malaysian Air Force to look for him. And I don't think they're ever going to find him because they can't find anything of their own. The fact of the matter is that Casey is rich, rich, rich. And he lived at the Beverly Hills Hotel when it was fashionable, and he's an Arab by birth. So I guess he didn't have to worry about that Sharia law. And what is it, Sharia law? That's the Four Seasons, right? Sharia law. Oh, they're going to kill me. Anyway, this great search for Casey Kasem, you got to apply his own thinking, you know. Remember, the bigger the country, the smaller the chance. The bigger the country, the smaller the chance. He's a wonderful guy, and I worked with him in Buffalo when he painted the halls of the Hilton Hotel at WBNY because he was pissed off at the management. So he spray painted his name, and it was Casey at the mic, big hall. Then he moved on to Detroit, and that's where he's from. I see him every couple of years at the reunion with Art Volo, who yesterday they did a big film at Art's house about Casey Kasem and never used it. So not only is Casey missing, but so is the footage of his missing. This is getting really stupid. This is something you're not going to see on TMZ because those idiots don't know him, and they only know what they see, hear, and touch and feel. I think one of the reporters, what's her name, Cistern on CNN, she refers to him as Casey Kasem. They don't even know what the hell they're talking about when they're 25 years old and haven't had any experience. But, you know, they have the platform. And look at me now. I'm an outlaw. I'm in the background. I know exactly where Casey is. I could tell you exactly where he is. I was with him at his wedding. I went to his beautiful $5 billion house and the fundraiser for Jesse Jackson. It was wonderful, and I know where he is. He's on NBC. And if you're on NBC, nobody's ever going to see you again. This is a Reynolds Rap.